This is so hinky.
Hinky.
Yes, watching this thing move.
Ain't nothing hinky about it, man. You're just unnecessarily nervous. Now,
How many millions of kilograms is that thing? And it's going to be heading for my face?
Not quite 3. Not quite 3.
I mean, if it wasn't for medical respawn, I don't know anybody that wouldn't be nervous.
Alright, I'm kind of drifting that direction.
Okay.
I'm going roughly 3 meters a second.
Alright. Well, you're going to have to come down and to your right. Okay, the merge block is passing halfway through the halfway point on my screen.
Okay. Get a little closer before we start making those fine-tune adjustments. How's the outside around me?
Everything looks good. We'll only have an issue with your right side landing platform when you're like 2 or 3 blocks away, and then I may have to do some extra clearing.
Okay.
Let's see. You are about half a block. Well, since the ship is angled, it's kind of hard to tell, but
yeah,
you're about I'd say either, well, probably 2 blocks tall, too high once you get the thing lined up correctly. Alright, bring the nose up a little more. Alright, you're about half a block up. But that's close enough that the thing will figure itself out.
Alright, I'm gonna drift at roughly 1 meter a second.
Alright.
Get rid of HUD so I can see a little better.
I am cleaning up this asteroid to make sure we have plenty of room.
And stopping.
Alright.
Look at it. Looks like I'm just about dead on.
Let's see. You're pretty close. You need to go to your right about half a block.
I'm looking at it backwards, so...
Okay, so left then. Yes, that direction. Okay, it's been grabbed.
Oh, I'm locked up. And there we go.
We're good.
Alright, thrusters. Turn them all off.
We're good.
That wasn't too big of a fiasco.
No, it wasn't.
And you had so little faith in me. I'm so... Man, I'm just...
You should be.
I'm just...
You should be.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, that's it, folks. Y'all have a good night.
Wah, wah.
Alright, and I'm going to park the Remora on a proper landing pad.
Okay.
Okay.
I am going to try and bring the Manta in close. Alright, do we have any of the hydrogen on? No. Oh, on the new HUD?
Yeah.
Okay, you see power?
Yeah.
Okay, you see 0, which is broadcasting, and the next one over should be things like landing gear.
Right. But it doesn't change when I lock in or it shows as parked or unparked. Which is a little weird. Anyway, turn thrusters off and there we go.
Where's that?
Okay. Now that that's merged, that repair beacon will continue to work on this, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there it goes. Alright. So, we need to get this thing survival ready now.
Yep. So I have brought the Manta in, so we can... One, everything's nice and in range.
Right.
Okay. So... I guess we need to talk about how we're going to do the shipyard, where the large ships will dock, and where we're going to build the big ship.
Right. Alright. Well, we don't want to interfere with our ice deposit over here for sure.
Right.
I mean, we could build off the back of the station, just further out, as far as where the big ship would go.
Yeah, we're far enough away from the roid. We could build the actual station, the big shipyard there.
Right.
And then we could build our, like, the place for the Manta and the other ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drawing a blank. It can dock. We could... This area, kind of between the station and the asteroid.
Yeah.
Right here. Turn this into that docking area.
Yeah, that'll work.
So...
Okay. Where is the Manta right now? Okay, over there. And the Manta has the nanites on it, yes?
Yes.
Do you want me to put deconstructing beacons on the 2 salvage ships?
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Okay.
Probably something we should do, just because of the way the deconstruction stuff works.
Mm-hmm.
Get the good grinders.
Yep.
And go after the metal, the doors, the subgrid doors.
Yeah.
On it.
All right, I got you.
Because I don't know if the beacons will.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would work actually. So the young man at work happens to be a big fan of the Bay movies, Bay Transformer movies.
Oh.
I put into his hands the '86 movie. And I told him ahead of time, I'm not defending it. But you need to see where it all started.
Honestly, I like that movie by far more than any of the Bay movies.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Just because, well, I mean, I was watching a, like, Ask Mojo video.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10 list of top 10 scenes in Transformers. Or iconic scenes.
Yeah.
And they left out, while it's a hated scene, it is iconic, of the birth of Rodimus.
Mm-hmm.
And both the arrival on Earth scene and Prime's attack.
Really?
Yeah, I don't see how you can have an iconic list of... the Prime fighting Megatron...
Yeah.
From that was made it, but that was like the only scene from the '86 movie.
Wow. And the rest were Bay movies?
Most of them were Bay movies. There was the death of Dinobot from the animated, from Beast Wars, and then Megatron screwing with time by blasting the original Prime from Beast Wars. And then the rest were from the movies.
I wouldn't place Megatron screwing with Prime and Beast Wars on that list, in my personal opinion. I mean, Dinobot dying, yeah, because that was honestly heartbreaking at its time. But man, that's crazy.
Yeah, the rest were from the movies, and it's a top 10 list. And the thing is, I was like, okay, I can accept them because the movies are the most recent thing. having the movies, at least one sequence from the movies per movie.
Well, was the theme Transformers as a whole? Well,
Yes.
It had to be because it was Beast Wars.
Yes.
Huh. Wow.
You
That's painful.
Huh?
Again, I don't defend the original 86 movie. It has its problems, a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
But I do prefer it over the Bay movies for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, I mean, Eric Idle.
Yes. Stan Bush.
It
Weird
is...
Al.
Yes. It is a great movie.
Yeah.
Just for sit-down enjoyment, popcorn flick. It is... And honestly, well, I agree with a lot of things people said about the Bay movies.
Yeah.
I did think the most recent Bay movie was arguably the best so far, despite everybody else disagreeing with me.
Yeah, I've heard what I've heard so far, and this was said in the stream actually. Whoever the gentleman that was there that's been in your stream so far, pretty much saying that it's probably one of the best iterations of Megatron in a long time. Oops. And from the visuals I've seen, he looks pretty damn menacing. Properly menacing.
Yeah. Well, what I liked about it was, it had a functional story. The problem was it didn't have to be a Transformers story.
Right. Yeah, those.
And that, it could have been any generic Hollywood alien.
Mm-hmm.
Could have taken the role of the Transformers. They didn't have to have the Transformers to be for the movie to work.
Yeah.
That's been my only problem with it.
Yeah, they have to understand, and this probably just comes from the writers they chose and the fact that Beautiful Bay was all into it and everything, but you have to have a good story first. Like superhero movies, I think we've talked about it before. Having a good story involving superheroes will always be better than a superhero movie.
Yeah.
I've got the glitch.
Well, you can keep the glitch.
Looks like my bar's not showing it, but I'm afraid to grind anymore. But anyway, a lot of the stuff the young guy he told me about, he pretty much, I expected him to do this. He doesn't know how to restrain himself when he's talking about things like that. But I don't get bent out of shape over spoilers. From what I gathered from it, and you've already watched it, right? You've already watched it.
Yes.
Okay. Spoiler alert! Prime calling himself Nemesis Prime. I like that idea because Nemesis has never actually had a real portrayal, except in Transformers Prime itself. He's always just been an obligatory black repaint of Prime. So Prime being Nemesis for that short amount of time, that's a cool idea.
Oh yeah. No, I liked the nods that they had towards the original series in this. Again, we're continuing with spoilers on it.
Yes.
How much have you been told?
Pretty much scene for scene.
Okay.
I know about
so you
Quintessa,
know.
I know about.
You know what Earth is.
Yeah, it's Unicron.
Yeah.
Which pulls from the Prime universe, which, again, thumbs up on doing a good Unicron. Even though some of the how they do it is not so great, but...
Well, we haven't met Unicron. We've just seen his sleeping body.
Yeah, and his prongs, from what I hear.
Yeah.
Were you telling me about that?
I haven't talked to you about it.
Somebody was telling me basically the prongs, his maw prongs or whatever, were like in weird, odd places, but due to plate shift, they're not where they're supposed to be, even though it's just kind of didn't make sense how it was being explained to me at the time.
Yeah, well, since we don't know what their form of Unicron is, can't really say he's the he's the traditional mouth Unicron thing, but he has there are 6 horns is what they call them in the movie, but they look a lot like the smaller mouth prongs, not those 2 mandibles, but the other ones. And I'm
going to relog since this bug won't go away.
Okay. And those are supposed to be in a circle around Stonehenge.
Okay. Yeah,
but
somebody had mentioned that too. Who was talking about that? It might have been a review I was watching. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah. Plate tectonics caused them to shift, and it was kind of, what?
Right. Now, in the Prime series, Unicron was just the core, and he manifested himself through the Earth's crust. So, maybe they're doing something of that line?
Could be interesting.
Because just like I was telling young man at the store, to me, the Prime universe is the be-all, end-all to me, because it kind of accumulates all the different bits and points throughout the different continuities into something that's fairly stable. So I like it a lot.
That's how I need to do it. Alright.
And I definitely like seeing Orion Pax as a librarian over a dock worker, so. And I still say I would love to see a pre-war Cybertronian series following a young Orion Pax and Megatronus, or whatever the hell he called himself beforehand, as the Pit Warrior or whatever, kind of leading up to the events that caused the war.
Yeah.
I would watch the hell out of that.
Alright, let's do that.
But yeah, have not watched it yet, but pretty well know the ins and outs of what's coming. Yeah.
Now, I know there's some people that really.
Excuse me.
My biggest problem with it is, I'm a huge Dinobot fan.
Yeah.
And I felt that the Dinobot's potential was wasted in this one.
I could see that. And we talked about in Age of Extinction, I was quite the fan of the night motif. So much so that they forced me to buy the damn toys. I love them.
My big problem with Age of Extinction was Prime, our hero, telling the Dinobots, "Help me or I'll kill you."
Well, it's a different Prime, man. It's a continuity thing. I've accepted this Prime to be the Prime that he is. It's definitely off. It's not the grand heroic, political, almost, talkative.
It just seems so out of character to me, even for the new one.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, was that the same one where he literally turned his back on humanity and just said, "Nope, done with you. Let's go. We're out."
I think so.
Okay. Because I was about to use that as a defense of previous. And he's actually more violent too, really.
Oh yeah.
I really wish. That's dumb. Okay. Excuse me. Where am I at? I'm upside down. Okay, there's that. And where is the Manta? I'm not upside down, I'm right side up. Where'd the Manta go? Did you move it?
No.
Oh, there it is.
It's right there.
Yep.
I'm adding
Is
blocks.
it currently deconstructing some, or did you hurt yourself? Oh, it's building.
Me?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm adding onto the asteroid part.
Okay, I'm gonna get the parts needed for the decon beacon on the first one.
Okay. Since I think the nanites on the Manta are prepped more for deconstruction than construction.
Mm-hmm. But with what little you're throwing in there, it shouldn't be a problem.
Alright.
Alright, I'll do the closest one first. I'll put it right here.
Okay.
But yeah, as soon as it hits Netflix or Redbox or even Netflix, I said Netflix. Netflix or Redbox, I'll pick it up and watch it. Where it went to. Because this being a big asteroid, we had to do more than one.
Yes. Well, I mean, we're gonna have this platform and everything all rigged up over here. Couldn't we just build off, kind of flatten this stone out over here and build it? I mean, we have this plane that we're kind of playing with.
We could do that. You are glitching in and out of everything.
I am?
Yeah, I think my internet's being screwed tonight. It's like Flight of the Bumblebee over here. Would you? That's nuts. Okay. So the station, we just need oxygen, a place to spawn, which we have, and a place to sleep. Really?
Yeah.
And everything else can go outside and just kind of build to our heart's content.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Grab some plates.
Solidify our connection onto the road.
Alright, we still have the repair beacon is still there.
Hence why we're still able to, or I'm still able to do what I'm doing.
Gotcha. Now, if I build in the belly...
Yeah, I like that look.
Alright, is there... I think the lower decks where the living quarters would be a good place to start.
Yeah. There you go. Alright, so I'm kind of actually... I mean, the speed at which we shifted from having...
Stranded
to being where we are.
Yeah. Whoop! I found the outside of the ship. What was this out here?
There we go.
Standard block. What was this standard block? Okay.
There's the anchor point.
So, I think we've talked about it before, but I can't remember. I'm still debating whether or not to look into it. The Japanese series, Headmasters and Victory and Galaxy Force, do you feel they are worth looking into for a Transformers fan?
as a fan, and if you want, I mean, they are definitely different.
Yeah. And I'm locked up.
I mean, and if you're fine with things being...
Well, let me put it this way. I'm aware that not Headmasters, Victory, I think it is, with Genrai, it's not Prime. It's basically a mecha, right? You know, he's not physically or spiritually there, I guess? Or is that something else I'm thinking about?
I think that's something else.
Maybe. Because I know the, was it Victories that we got Power Masters from? Because I know Galaxy Force is where Star Saber and all them came from. I think.
It's been a long time since I watched any of it, so I'm trying to remember.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have a web camera on me, but if I did, you'd see smoke pouring right now.
I understand that completely. Okay. So here's a nice big area. Let's go and cut the floor out so I can see how I want to pipe it. Is this the floor? It is the floor. And underneath is just kind of like that. Since these are non-operational, I'm going to cut these out.
Okay, the cargo ship is a lot bigger than I realized.
The Manta?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big boy. Oh, I'm about to run out of space. Okay. Hey, you brought it closer. Cool.
Yeah, I was kind of measuring. Needed to bring it closer so I could measure. Okay.
Alright, we probably
have to
need
just...
to get some ice online before we start running out of oxygen.
Not a bad idea.
Where is the drill manta? Minera.
Over here.
Okay,
They're
I
both
see 'em.
parked right here.
Got 'em.